Afternoon, grade 12s. It's me again, Hector Nkosi. I'll be taking you for accounting as usual. Today we are finishing off our stock valuation topic. We're looking at part 2. We also want to look at the June 2018 SCE question 3. Yesterday we looked at June 2015 question 3. Remember, guys, that stock valuation forms part of your paper 2 in an accounting paper, since you are the first grade 12s to have both paper 1 and paper 2 this year. Okay, so just go to my question. So this is the question I would like us to look at today, boys and girls. So basically here it says speedy cycles. So you are provided with the information for the year ended 31st May 2018. The owner is Fred Fagude. The business sells different models of bicycles. Fred uses the periodic inventory system and a specific identification method to value stock. So basically here, the thingy, Fred uses the periodic inventory system. We know what does the periodic inventory system entails, and we know the specific identification method. How does it work like? Now, you are required to calculate the value of the closing stock of bicycles from 31st May 2018, the cost of sales for the year ended 31st May 2018, the gross profit for the year ended 31st May 2018. So I would like us to look at 3.11 first, the value of closing stock using the specific identification method. Now, if we look at our information, so our information here says 3 different models of bicycles were sold during the year. So we've got Tempo, Cruise, and Rider. So the markup was 60%, 60%, 35% for this one. The units sold, that's 66 for Tempo, 220 for Cruise, and Rider 98. These were the sales, and they are telling us that this is no longer produced. This model is no longer produced. The Tempo, this model was introduced on 1st September 2017, basically. Then if you look at information B, they are talking about your opening stock. You've got Tempo, 70 units. This was the cost price, 595. And you also have, for Cruise, you did not have any opening units. Then you have purchases and returns, basically. So here, if you look at your purchases and returns, so you've got on the 1st of June 2017, you've got Cruise, you bought 260, and Raider, you bought 200, but you returned 45 of the Raider. So your net purchases were 3,519,000. Okay, so now let's try to calculate the value of closing stock, basically. So we know that the value of the closing stock, it must be based on sales, right? So we know that we must do for each product, for each model, Tempo, Cruise, and Raider, so for each product. So here, since we know that, okay, we sold 66. So for Tempo, you had 70 at the beginning, and you only sold 60 afterwards, which means the ones that you haven't sold, they are, you sold 66. So you just need to say 70 minus 66, which means 4 units are unsold for Tempo. Therefore, it's easy for you to just say 4 units multiplied by its cost price of 8,500. Now, if you go back to your solution now, here, let's go back to our workings. Still looking for my workings here. All right. So basically here, what's happening is this is how you have to calculate it actually. So for Tempo, we know that it's 8,000 times 4 units, 8,500 rands, because this is money. So I just need to put an R basically, and we'll get 34,000. Then for cruise, the units that are unsold, there are 40. So it's 9,400 times 40. Then this one will be 7,400 times 57 basically. Then all these were the unsold. So here it was 40, here it was 57 multiplied by its cost price. Here we'll get 370,000 and there we'll get 421,000. And your total or the total value of your closing stock, it's 331,800 when you add all the products. Or what you could have done, you could have used this method. You could have just said, okay, those were your openings plus your purchases, then minus the cost of sales for Tempo, minus the cost of sales for Cruise, minus the cost of sales for Radar. You would get what is unsold yet, the value of the unsold. So basically, you could have just calculated like this. Also, you are still going to arrive at one answer at 831,000. As you see here, even there, you've got 831,800,000 basically. Now, let's look at number 2. Number 2 now, it's saying to you, okay, I need to take it up. Just a second. Number 2 says cost of sales for the year ended 31st May 2018. So here they want cost of sales. At this point, you should know how to calculate your cost of sales. We know that cost of sales is your opening stock plus net purchases plus carriages minus closing stock. That's how you'll get your cost of sales. So now if you look here, basically, if we go back to our workings and see how we can calculate cost of sales actually. So basically, if you look here, your cost of sales is your opening stock plus net purchases. In this case, we don't have any, what you call your carriages or transport cost or your shipping costs. So basically, it's just going to be opening stock plus net purchases. Your net purchases, they were given as 351,000 less your value of the closing stock. The value of the closing stock is the one that you got from the previous question, right? I just need to highlight it in green just to show you that this is the one that you got in number 1, basically. Then now your opening stock was 595,000. It was given also. Net purchases, it was also given. This one is always going to get a carried forward mark, a mark with a circle. So a mark with a circle indicates that you know that you were supposed to subtract basically your closing stock, and you took the answer of your closing stock as it is from your previous answer. So it's a method mark. For now, you'll have the cost of sales of 3,354,200. Now, boys and girls, what other methods you could have done here? You could have said, okay, 8,500 times 66 is this, 9,400 times 220 is that, 7,400 times 98 is that. You could have also have done it like that, your cost of sales. Basically, you could have just multiplied all the units in each products that you have sold. There, you could have just multiplied by its cost prices and add all 3 of them. Still, you are going to arrive to 3,354,200. This and that answer is the same. So, guys, there are so many ways on how to kill a cat. At the end of the day, you need to be comfortable with what you are doing and make sure that you understand that, okay, whatever you are doing, you are familiar with it, and whatever method that you are applying, it won't even give you any problem in an exam. Now let's look at the last bullet. It says gross profit for the year ended 31st May 2018. So we know gross profit is sales less cost of sales, right? So basically here, when you look at the gross profit, so the gross profit sales less cost of sales. So you've got your sales were given less your cost of sales with this. So your cost of sales, remember you got them from your previous answer. And even here, you're going to get what? A carried forward mark, because now you have used your previous answer to calculate the next answer basically. So this mark with a circle, guys, these are easy free marks basically. We call them carried forward marks, and these are easy marks, right? Then now you have your gross profit as 1,831,220. And now if you look at this one now, if we look at this theory question, it says to us here, sorry about that. Okay, it says to us here, Fred is satisfied that he is selling approximately 18 cruise bicycles per month. However, he is concerned that the new radar model, despite its low selling price, it is not selling as quickly as the cruise model. So basically, here they're saying to you, calculate the selling price of a rider model. So we need to calculate the selling price of the rider model. Remember, we were given the markups. Sorry about that. Just moving so fast today. I don't know why this cursor is moving so fast. So now here's rider. This was its markup. It's 35%. So basically, if we want to know how much its selling price is, um, what we need to do is we need to say 7,400 times 135 over 100. Remember, this was its cost price. You'll get 9,900. Or you could have just said 7,400 plus the profit of which is 2,590. You also get 9,990. Or you could have just said, okay, 979,020 divided by 98, because you know that this is the total selling price of rider bicycles, and the total units there were 98. So each will cost, each will be sold at 9,990. Then the next question goes like, we need to calculate. It says calculate the average number of rider bicycles sold per month, right? So the average number, right, per month, right? So basically here, this one, guys, you need to be able how to do these things, because come exam, you know that, okay, excuse me, as much as I'm doing that, this is what I need to do. So this one, it was straightforward. So basically, you are supposed to take your total number of bicycles, of which is 98, divided by 9. Therefore, you're going to get how much? You're going to get 10.9 per month. So it's basically 10.9 per month. Then the next question, it says indicate how long it will take. You see, this one is the average number. This one says how long it will take Fred to sell the closing stock of rider bicycle. Show calculations. So this one is one of the liquidity ratios. Um, um, Basically, so well, there are so many ways you can do it. You can do that. So you need to say your what you call your 429 800 divided by 7 25. It's the one that includes your average stock and your cost of sales multiplied by 270 over 1. So it's 2.5 months, or approximately 157 days. Or you could have used this one, but however, if you used this one now, uh, here the tricky part is they've multiplied by 270. So this one just multiplies by 365. So you were going to get 2 marks if you did this method. But if you should have done this one, you were going to get full 3 marks basically. So it was 57 units. The one that we got in 3.11, you must divide by the number per month and you're going to get 5.2 months. And we know that it's 5 months. And we know in a month, we've got 30 days. So you can just say 30 multiplied by 5. Basically, you'll get approximately 150 something days. Okay, then now let's look at the next one. The next one says to you, give one possible reason for the slow sales of rider bicycles and give advice, 1 point to Fred in this regard. So you must give one possible reason for the slow sales of rider bicycles, right? So what we need to do is your, what you call, this is more of the theory question, guys. It's pretty much easy, right, and straightforward. The customers do not like the new rider model or price higher than the other models. We know that the higher returns indicate the quality is not good. And also, this is the new model. Customers are not familiar with these models. So there's a poor marketing strategy also. And this is the reason, possible reason why there's a slow sale, right? Because not everyone is familiar with this new item of a bicycle. But now, what advice can you give? Look for another model to replace the rider model. Discontinue selling this model as the markup is low also. Remember the markup for this model, it was very low. If we were to check here in our table, the markup for this model was 35%. It was very low compared to the other markups. So basically, that's what you can look at, or that's what you can advise Fred on. Also, Fred, he must advertise or promote the positive characteristics of the new model, basically. Remember, boys and girls, when the new product is entering in our what you call in our your thingy, your in the market, we always need to sort of try to advertise it and to promote it, to tell people and to talk about the model or whatever product that we are selling, that okay, this model will help you in this thing, this model will help you in that thing. So in that case, it will help you a lot to also, as a customer or a consumer, know about that particular model. Okay, now I want us to look at this one. This is an inventory management question. So it says Celia Mdolo owns a small clothing business. You are provided with information for the year ended 28 February 2018. The business sells t-shirts, jackets, and pants. Celia took certain decisions at the beginning of the year, of the financial year. You are required to quote the relevant figures for all the questions below. So whatever question they're asking you, you must quote the relevant figure. This is very important, which means whatever answer you're going to give in 3.21, 3.22, 3.23, there must be a figure in it. It says explain why it is not a good idea to change to a cheaper supplier of t-shirts. Take 2 points. So basically, let's analyze our table. If you look at this table, we've got t-shirts, we've got jackets, we've got pants, we've got 2018 and 2019, both years, gross units sold, returns by customers. We here as t-shirt, we've got 2018, we've got higher returns, selling price. So it's one of your problem solving questions, basically. Your gross profit, your markup, and your cost price. And you need to look at your markup also and your gross profit. So basically, let's try to answer this question for this one. So if you look at this one, the first one is saying to you, um, we need to explain whether why why it was not a good idea to change to a cheaper supplier of t-shirts. The 2 points. We know that the returns by customers are up to 0 to 40, right? Although more units were sold, the total gross profit decreased from 43,200 to 29,000 by 14%, which means that's 32.9%. Maintaining the profit markup at 50% on cost resulted in a lower selling price. 45 rand cheaper made customer doubt the quality, basically. Then now it says to you, Celia decided to change the supplier in 2018 and to change the markup percentage. How has this decision affected the business? State 2 points. Remember also to quote figures. The total units sold decreased from this to that. No returns in 2018. The returns by customer went from 5 to 0, basically. So no wonder Celia decided to change the supplier in 2018 and to change the markup, because now the returns went down also, which is the good thing, and the gross profit increased from 61,600 to 97,500. Then it says make two separate suggestions to Celia to improve profit on pants. So now how can you improve profit? One thing, guys, the main thing is always to advertise more to increase sales, as it went down from 325 to 280. So if I want to make greater profits, I need to advertise my what you call my product. I need to tell people more about it. People need to know about it. Also, I can increase it and sort of align it with the selling price, find a cheaper supplier, as the cost price went up from 622 650. So boys and girls, that's it from my side for today. I wish you all the best, guys. Please feel free to always, it doesn't have to be stock valuations, but if you've got any problems, guys, please feel free to email me at inkosihector28@gmail.com. Any accounting related question, you can always email it to me. I can try and answer within 24 hours to your queries, guys. From my side, thank you so much. Have a lovely